Children at home, happy new week. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. In today's revision class in English, our focus is on countable nouns. We should also take a look at uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are nouns that can be counted. There are things that can be seen, touched, and also counted. As you see in the video, an animal is a countable noun. An apple, an airplane, all those things that you see on the video can be counted as individual, can also be counted collectively. Therefore, countable nouns are nouns which can be counted, and then you see it, you count it, you touch it. Those are countable nouns. Examples of countable nouns are a boy, a car, an egg, a tiger, a toy, an aeroplane, a cycle. An animal can also be counted. As I said earlier, anything that can be counted is called a countable noun. Countable noun can be seen in singular form, can also be seen in plural form. A singular form talk about a countable noun that is only one, while a plural form of the countable noun has to do with the countable noun that talks about more than one thing. For example, we have things like 2 boys or more, 10 girls or more, 7 cars or even more, 6 books or more books. As you can see, these nouns are countable nouns, but in this video we are presenting it as a more noun which is countable, that is 2 boys or more boys. So 2 is a plural, 10 is a plural, 7 is a plural, and 6 is a plural. But despite the fact that they are plural, you can still count them. That's why we call them countable nouns in plural. An uncountable noun is a noun that cannot be counted. In other words, the quantity of this noun is much more than that can be counted. Therefore, you cannot count them because they are inseparable. They are in a large number. Examples of such nouns include sugar, rice, oil, water, dust, air, light, and so on. There are very plenty examples of uncountable nouns. These are nouns that cannot be counted. For example, if you put a grain of rice or grains of rice in your hand, you might find it difficult to count it. Talk more of counting a rice that is measured in cups or in basins. That would be pretty difficult to count, isn't it? Or can you count oil in a container? No, you cannot count the oil individually. You can only count it when it is measured or when it is put in a container. Therefore, an oil is an uncountable noun. Water is also an uncountable noun. Dust is also uncountable noun. Air is uncountable noun because you cannot count them individually. individually. See example of uncountable noun. In the picture, you see rice measured in plate. You can only count this as a plate of rice, but you cannot count these grains of rice individually. That makes it what? Uncountable noun. The next photo there is a photo of barley. Barley is a grain. These barley are so plenty that you cannot count them. So with this, we say that it is what? An uncountable noun, because it is impossible for you to start counting this barley, the grains of this barley individually or one by one. So at this point, we say that this is uncountable noun. Don't forget that an uncountable noun is a noun that cannot be counted. Evaluation. Look at these pictures. Look at the shapes. Can you count them? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. These are 10 stars. Isn't it true? Good. But is this a singular or plural noun? As you can see, it is more than one. Therefore, it is a plural noun. So, we can count them, but it is not just one. They are not one, there are plenty, there are more than one. So we call it plural countable noun. Do you understand? Good. The next consideration is our homework. This is the one you are going to go and do at home. Say 2 examples of countable nouns that are in plural. Write 7 examples of countable nouns that are in singular. And then define what uncountable noun is. I hope that you can do that very well. And I believe that you have learned so much today. Until our next class, do your homework and stay safe. I still remain Teacher Edith. God bless you.